wanna see me get up in my bed, ball up. Dumping in bag, friends finna turn into haters, I'm watching them fall up. I just walked in the safe, she looking like she wanna spit on my right. She looking like she tryna spit on this deck, but I think she just tryna spit for the cash.
82 Society. Here's your man, your boy. RichMoneyMan. 82. Nah, but jokes aside though, 82 Society, we are back with another reaction video, and that reaction video is what was inside Avery's church book. And what y'all see here is all the videos that I'm gonna react to for this week. Y'all are always gonna see this probably. I'm gonna just announce this now in this video so we can get this cut and clear. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. Hope y'all vibing with the little music and shit that I be putting in the intro when I'm talking. Wait a second. AI. Come on, bro. No, bruh. We going. Oh, nah, nigga. Nah, bro. Let's start the fucking video. You know, I'm gonna figure that out next time. Damn. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Wait. Y'all can see? Wait. No, y'all can't. Okay. Yeah, audio's tripping. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. Maybe that'll help.
And hopefully. I don't mean something small. I mean, he completely checks out of reality for 12.
Oh, yeah. God damn it. What the fuck? It did it again. About to strangle OBS and suplex this shit, boy. I'm kidding YouTube. I'm kidding. And GTA, actually. Yo, this shit stopped recording, bro.
On New Year's Eve, he's watering wells, putting flowers on graves, cutting overgrown ferns, just wandering around this Minecraft world doing quiet little chores like he's been possessed. Like someone else took the wheel and he's just along for the ride. And the crazy part, he doesn't even seem bothered by it. He's just there.
Yeah, it's like he's hypnotized in that whole shit. He's there for, I forgot how many hours, but I remember back then when I was watching like hella reactions to this shit, niggas was like so surprised and shit. And like, I really wonder, what is he gonna say of what's inside the book? Cause it's gotta be some like, I don't even know, like something disturbing, but something that's like, I don't even know how to even describe something that would put him in that type of hypnosis and have it be something censored, as if it was something from like some censored files or some shit. I don't know.
Here's what made me lose sleep over this. Darlord goes through the exact same church, reads the exact same book, and when he closes it, he just goes gross and walks away.
Yeah, that's why I say it's disturbing, because it's like it's got to be something like grotesque and like something that I don't know, like what the fuck would be in there? Like, it's Minecraft, so it's just like what would be in there?
No 12-hour trance.
I'm sorry.
No grave decorating. You know, it's just gross, and he keeps moving. What was in that book that completely swallowed Avery whole but barely affected Darlord? What were those censored pages hiding? That's what this whole video is about. And to
I think that Darlord is just he had all the information of the universe, correct? Or something like that. After he looked at the King in Yellow, he gained all the knowledge in the universe. So he knew of the book, and you know, just still though, see, he already knowing of the book, still regardless, it didn't matter to him. It was still disgusting, still nasty to look at. So, you know, still obviously gonna call it nasty, but that's probably why he wasn't in like a hypnotic state, like how Avery, or not, wait, let me see, what was his bro name? The slime? Is his name Avery? Or am I tripping?
Properly answer it. We just hiding. That's what this whole video is about. And to properly answer it, we need to go all the way back to episode 1. lose sleep over this. Darlord goes through the exact same church, reads the exact same book, and when he closes it, he just goes gross.
I'm trying to find
and
that
walks
clip
away.
of Avery.
That's it.
Let me see.
No 12-hour trance, no grave decorating. You know, it's just gross, and he keeps moving. What was in that book that completely swallowed Avery whole but barely affected?
Okay, yeah. So his name is Avery. Okay. All right.
Darlord. What were those censored pages hiding? That's what this whole video is about. And to properly answer it, we need to go all the way.
Because I'm thinking Avery's church book. That shit sounds like the name, like, of the church almost.
Back to episode 1.
It's like a perfect name for it almost.
Okay, so you remember how it all began, right? Darlord, just mining through a wall, finds a cave, walks through it. There's moss, then more moss, then trees, then this strange area full of trees that kicks the whole rabbit hole off. Pretty normal start, all things considered, but I want you to forget about the big moments for a second and focus on some specific details that are really easy to miss, because something was following Darlord. And I don't mean in a vague, spooky way, I mean there is actual evidence. First, there are the footsteps.
Yep.
You can hear them.
Oh my gosh, I'm finna rewatch this shit.
Steps that don't belong to Darlord while he's walking through that cave. Then the torches.
I gotta see somebody. I'm just finna eat from. I'm hungry as hell too, bro.
No explanation, no reason, just gone.
Shit's so good.
And then the chunk trap. Darlord puts a hopper near the entrance and a dirt block right next to a grass block before going off to explore.
Yep.
For a hopper to work, for items to transfer into a chest, a physical player has to be loaded in that chunk. For dirt to turn to grass, a physical player has to be present. Darlord left. He was nowhere near that chunk. But when he came back, the dirt had turned to grass. Something with a physical body was standing right there while he was gone. This isn't atmosphere. This isn't world building. Something real was in that world with him. And this detail is going to matter a lot more later, so keep it in the back of your head. Now let's get to the part that started everything for me, the crossroad. At the end of episode 1, Darlord reaches a crossroad and goes left. And at the end of that path, there's a gate. He gets close, peeks inside, and then we see something that gets completely cut, censored. Whatever was behind that gate cannot be shown to normal viewers apparently, and then Darlord just stands there for 15 whole seconds. And then he runs, sprints out of there as fast as he possibly can. Now here's the question that got me. Why 15 seconds? Think about it. If you opened a door and saw something genuinely terrifying, something monstrous, something that made every instinct in your body scream at you, you would not stand there for 15 seconds. You would be gone immediately. The moment your brain registers danger, you move. That's just how humans work. But Darlord stood there for 15 seconds before he ran. So either whatever he saw wasn't immediately terrifying in an obvious way, or he physically couldn't pull himself away from it.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say,
that
like,
distinction is everything. A lot of people watching this jump to the conclusion that Darlord saw the king in yellow himself standing behind that gate. That's what broke him. That's what sent him sprinting. Or Darlord simply just saw what Avery saw, a hallway with gates. But why would a person...
Nah, because why would they censor it? That doesn't make sense. But yeah, that makes them more of him being unable to pull himself away from whatever he was looking at in that moment. Yeah, for like whatever, I don't know, maybe it's something similar to the book. It could be, maybe that's what he saw. Maybe that's what Avery saw. Whatever he saw there, he saw in the book. But it just gave him, since he's at, I don't know. Because this was before, this is something that makes Darlord, know all of knowledge. I mean, know all the knowledge in the universe, apparently. I think. So it's actually different things.
Person this smart or someone like Darlord's caliber be so scared after finding out about a hallway? And I understand why people think that, it's the obvious answer, but here's where it falls apart completely. The King in Yellow does not have a physical form. This isn't my opinion, this is what the source material says. The entire ARG is based on the book The King in Yellow by Robert Chambers, published in 1895. And in that book, nowhere, not once, is it ever stated that seeing the King in Yellow physically will drive you insane. And the physical description of the king across the entire book is almost nothing. A tattered yellow robe, a pallid mask, that's all you get. He is barely a physical presence at all. He's more of a force, an idea, an influence that spreads through a specific piece of writing. If Darlord didn't see the King in Yellow standing behind that gate, what did he see? He saw the second act of the play. And once I landed on this, everything else just started clicking into place one after another. In the world of the book, the play called The King in Yellow has 2 acts. The first act is normal. Strange, atmospheric, unsettling maybe, but readable. It doesn't do anything to you. But the second act is something else entirely. It is described as so overwhelmingly, devastatingly beautiful that anyone who reads it or watches it simply cannot come back from it. Not because it's violent or horrific in an obvious way, but because it shows you something, a truth, a reality so far beyond what the human mind was designed to process that once you've seen it, your brain just starts to come apart at the seams. And that's why Darlord stood there for 15 seconds. He wasn't frozen in fear looking at a monster. He was reading. He couldn't stop. That's the whole nature of the second act. Once you start, you cannot pull yourself away from it because it is genuinely the most consuming thing you will ever encounter in your entire existence. It takes hold of you before you even realize what's happening. So, what actually happens to you after reading it? Because this is where the side effects start explaining basically everything weird about Darlord's behavior across both episodes. First, there's the madness, total collapse of sanity. The world, as you understood it, stops making sense, and you start perceiving things that exist beyond normal reality. Places like Carcosa, the Hyades bleeding into everything you see. Then there's the revelation. You see the truth, some cosmic, existential reality that the human brain was never meant to carry. Knowledge that is so heavy and so absolute that most minds just crumble under the weight of it. Then, transformation. You may no longer be fully human in mind or soul. In some interpretations, you become something else. A vessel for the king's influence, whether you want to be or not. And then despair.
Damn.
Some people who read the second act simply
fucked.
lose all will to do anything at all. They get overwhelmed by what they now know, and they just stop. Now, does any of this sound familiar?
Yeah,
Darlord says
signs,
multiple
Darlord,
times across
that show.
episode 2 that his mind is corrupted. He mentions at one point that he can no longer look away from his screen, like something is keeping him tethered to this world. He even talks about sacrificing himself because his mind has no use anymore. That is not someone who had a scary encounter. That is someone carrying knowledge they were never supposed to have and slowly being destroyed by the weight of it. But here's the side effect that blew my mind the most, the perception of time. Once someone has read the second act and survived, at least physically, their sense of time completely breaks down. It stops being linear. Past, present, and future stop being separate things and start bleeding into each other all at once. Chambers never writes a character who straight up says, "I can see the future now." But it's implied throughout the stories that reading the second act shatters your temporal continuity. The normal flow of time that keeps your sanity anchored just dissolves, and we have proof of this happening to Darlord. So we all remember the library scene when Avery asks him how long he's been playing. Darlord just says he doesn't know. And at first you might hear that as someone who's been grinding for so long they lost track of the hours, but it's more than that. It's more than that when we analyze the warning message. After Darlord sees the second act behind the gate, he sprints back to the crossroad, mines through the right wall, ends up back in his mining area, and writes a book. And that book contains a coded message, a string of numbers that once translated reads, "Run Avery, it's here." Now pause on that for a second. Darlord is the original owner of the laptop. Avery is someone who found that laptop later. They have never met. There is no way Darlord should know Avery's name. There is no logical reason for that name to exist in anything Darlord wrote, unless Darlord somehow saw something he shouldn't have been able to see. He saw the future. Specifically, he saw Avery finding the laptop, loading into the world, and walking toward the same danger that...
So it's not that he knows everything in the universe. It's just that he knows everything that is going to happen in time, from future, past, and present. And that all overloads his synapses and shit. His brain is fucking snapping and tearing in half. Nigga could barely even contain himself. He can't even look away from his screen without his brain feeling like it's about to pop. I remember him saying something like that similarly too. Like, their lord, like, he is in like turmoil, nigga. Like, fuck. Like, this is the worst position you could be in.
Just destroyed him. And with whatever was left of his coherent
I'd
mind...
be mad as fuck if I'd be playing Minecraft vibe and got my shaders on and I run into some shit like this. What the fuck? And then I can't look away from my screen, nigga. Huh? I can't leave, nigga. I can't go outside ever again, basically. I gotta rot in my room playing the same game. Minecraft. Holy shit. Nigga, it's gonna be a point in time my eyes is just gonna be in pain from just looking at the screen.
He ran back and wrote a warning with a name that hadn't happened yet. That's not a coincidence. That's someone whose perception of time is so fractured that past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously.
Yep.
And he's desperately trying to use that broken vision to protect someone he's technically never met. And there's one more thing. When Darlord mines back through the right side of the crossroad, he ends up in the same mining area from the very beginning of his video. But when he mined in that same spot at the start, it led to a cave. Not a crossroad. A cave. How is the crossroad there now when it wasn't before? Unless Darlord didn't just see the future. Unless going through the second act allowed him to physically move through time as well, to end up back at a point that existed before the crossroad was there. That detail sits in the corner of this ARG, completely unexplained, and I genuinely don't know what to do with it. Now we can talk about the church. So Avery gets through a mountain of puzzles and lands in this new world. The door to the next level is literally right there in front of him, but there's a church off to the side, and something about it pulls him in. He goes inside, and it's unmistakably a church. Lanterns, candles, rows of seats, elevated platform at the front.
It's a church for the king. This is the symbol of for the king, I'm pretty sure.
Platform and finds a book. And for the first few pages, it actually feels okay. Calm even, warmer than anything else in this ARG by a mile. It opens with things like, you are safe here, and nothing can follow you here, and here where twin suns sink and strange moons circle in the skies, here you are safe. It genuinely feels like a relief after everything that came before it. And then page 6, you are nothing. And then everything goes black. Pages 4 through 11 completely censored. We can see Avery reading, but we have no idea what's on those pages. And the reason they're censored is the same reason whatever was behind the gate in episode 1 was censored. It's the second act. Right there in that church book. Hidden behind 3 pages of comfort and reassurance designed to make you lower your guard completely before it hits you with everything. And then Avery tends to that world for 12 hours, watering wells, planting flowers on graves, cutting overgrown ferns, completely consumed, completely gone on New Year's Eve. This is someone whose sense of time just broke, who became a servant to something without even realizing it was happening, just like the book describes. So why didn't Darlord get affected by the church book? He read the same pages, he sat on the same platform. Why did he just call it gross and leave when Avery got pulled under for half a day? Because he already went through it. Behind that gate in episode 1, he already read the second act, already had his mind torn open by it, already lost his sense of time, and came out the other side carrying knowledge no one was supposed to have. When he sat down in that church and those pages appeared in front of him, it wasn't a revelation. It was a reminder. He recognized exactly what it was trying to do because it already did it to him once. and he refused to let it happen again. That's why he called it gross. Not because it wasn't powerful, but because he knew what it was and he wasn't going to give it what it wanted. And Avery? Avery walked in with no warning, no context, no idea what was coming. The first 3 pages told him he was safe. And then it took everything. But here's the part that gets me every time. Darlord knew this would happen. He had already seen it. And before he left that church stage, before he moved on to the next puzzle, he placed 2 signs. Not codes, not clues, just words, reminding Avery of who he is, of his goals, of the world outside that place. And it worked. Avery read those signs and snapped out of it like coming up for air after being underwater for too long. The most powerful weapon in this entire ARG, the thing that held Avery captive for 12 hours, was undone by 2 signs and someone who cared enough to leave them behind. That's what was in the church book. That's what Darlord saw behind the gate, and that's why this ARG is so much deeper than it looks on the surface, because at the center of all the puzzles and codes and entities and glitches, there's a story about someone who got completely destroyed by something and used the broken pieces of what was left to try and protect a stranger. If that doesn't get you, then I don't know what will. Oh, and one more thing. That poem, the one written on the wall that Darlord found before the church stage, the one he looked at, said, "Nice poem. Unfortunately for you, I have a pickaxe and just mine straight through." According to people who actually decoded it, that poem reads, "Along the shore the cloud waves break, the twin suns sink behind the lake, the shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still is lost Carcosa. Songs that the Hyades shall sing, where flap the tatters of the king, must die unheard in dim Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead, die thou unsung, as tears unshed shall dry, and die in lost Carcosa." That is the first act. The very first thing quoted in Robert Chambers' original 1895 book. The only confirmed fragment of Act 1 that exists. It was sitting there on that wall the whole time, and Darlord just mined through it.
Damn. Wow. Wonder. Little correction. The poem on the wall translation is wrong. It is actually beneath the sky of melting gold, ancient echoes of a shepherd's mold, and old decay of left on goals, a sun / unseen, truth all but fox. You fool, you've doomed us all. I shall pardon you now. One thing with Durler not moving for 15 seconds after seeing what's through the gate. Remember to at that point, my Minecraft. True. The nigga probably tried to move out the way. Oh my gosh, that's so fucked up. Tried to get out the way as quick as possible, but it was already too late. He's already locked into it. He couldn't look away no more. And he probably tried to do it again unknowingly, and that shit just started to hurt like hell. That's interesting. It's very, very interesting. It's a WVid, but like I say in all my videos, Maruf, his channel will be in the description down below alongside the title of this video that you can already see here, so that you can, go and support the original video itself. But this was something else. It's been a minute since I watched that ARG. It's been a while since I watched a Minecraft ARG, and this one is definitely a banger. And the fact that the second act could be the portrayal of time itself in the present and past and future being all simultaneously happening and shown to you and thrusted into your brain to damn near melting your brain like Dirt Lords, and then locking you into Minecraft like that is something sick, bro. I was trying to follow, but you know, it's a lot, but it is intriguing. So I might get back into watching these, you know. But I think I am finna go rewatch this. But 82 Society, that is it for today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe to the video to another fan-made content. I got a gaming channel, my main channel. It is in the description down below alongside Maruf's channel, so that you can go and show support, as I always put the original creators channel link in the description down below. But with that being said, I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video, y'all. Peace.